Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Tahi from MasterKicks.com, and I have another show for you today. We're going to be talking about the Air Jordan 1 Retro High Pine. Okay, now, last year, Jordan Brand came out with the same, a similar colorway, the pine green, where he had like a white midsection, and this one they went back to be more conservative with all black and green highlight. This shoe looks great, man. Now, I got grilled last week because I said one shoe had like full grain leather. So I was wrong about the full grain leather. When you look at these pictures, it's hard to tell what kind of material the brand is using, and they're not always very true about what kind of material they use on their shoes. So I'm gonna refrain from naming any kind of leather here because I don't want to mislead anybody. But it looks more like some kind of a hard tumble leather on the overlays, and in between, in the underlay, you also have some more soft tumble leather and some kind of tumble leather material. And the swoosh logo also is built with the same leather. Okay, now the shoe looks great. I don't know how the material feel. I didn't touch the shoe yet, so I'm not gonna make up anything here. But basically, this is an amazing looking shoe, man. The Jordan brand has been tapping into the one silhouette, and so far they have not really disappointed, at the exception of a few colorways. But for the most part, like every Jordan 1 that has released has been good. Like it hasn't been so bad. So I like that, and I hope they continue to do that. Now this is the back view of it. You can see the tab on the back. More leather here. Wow, that leather feels, I can't even say anything about it. You just have to look at it and just make your own decision based on that. Now the midsole is white with your air unit in there. And then more picture of the back here. And we have a closer look at the Wings logo. Wow, it's really shiny over here. Looks great, man. I like this shoe. And more of the same shoe. And the box is the regular black with a red box. I can show you that on my website later on. But now we're going to talk numbers. How many shoes are coming out. So to do that, we're going to go on my presentation here. We're going to talk numbers, and we're going to talk resale and all that kind of stuff. And by the way, I hope you had a great weekend. So let's see first who's getting the shoe beside Nike. We have the major retailers, we have the minor retailers, and we have the sneaker boutique. So for the major retailers, we have Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champs, Eastbay Online, Hibbert, Finish Line, and Dick's Sporting Goods. Actually, that's a new one. They weren't using when you used to get the Jordan 1, so I guess now they're gonna start getting it. So if you have a Dick's Sporting Goods by your house, you be sure to check that out. Now the smaller chains, we have Downtown Locker Room, Jimmy Jazz, Shoe Polish Chic, Evelyn's, Shoe City, Kicks USA, and some more places. I just put down what were confirmed when I was working on it a few days ago. Now the boutiques, we have Extra Butter, Heights, SSW. We also have Reynolds, which I just showed you, and a bunch of other ones. That's a lot of them that are getting it. And but now we can use this information that's given to us and then build our assumptions. Now, in this case, I will assume that Nike will acquire about 1/3 of the production. Foot Locker, Foot Action, Champs are also going to get like a third. And then Finish Line, Hibbert, Dick's, and all the minor chains are also going to be given a third. Okay? And then we'll give about 24 pairs per Foot Locker, 18 for Foot Action, and 18 for Champs. And we'll give the online allocation about a third of the total the physicals are getting. And we'll give an extra 1/3 to Eastbay from the combined online allocation from Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs. And then we'll also assume that 2/3 of each of the Foot Locker, Champs, and FTA were allocated. That is 600 Foot Locker will get it, 181 Foot Action will get it, and 365 Champs will get it. Now we can run our numbers, okay, from what I have now. So let's do that. Now for Foot Locker, it's going to be 24 times 600, which is 14,400 pairs. For Foot Action, it will be 3,258, and for Champs, it will be 6,570. If you add all this together, you get 24,228. And if you divide this by 3, you come up with 8,076. And then to get Eastbay, we're going to do 8,076 by 3, we get 2,692. And the grand total from Foot Locker and Family will be all these numbers added together. Came up with 34,996, let's say 35,000, similar to the last pair. Now, I'm assuming that the total based on the assumption will be 35,000 times 3 because we did 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. which leads us to 105,000 pairs for the USA alone. So you can double or triple that number to estimate the worldwide production. So I would say anywhere between 105,000 to 315,000 pairs worldwide. Okay. Now I have to add my disclaimer. I don't work for the brands, and I don't work for any other sneaker companies like the retailers. So I don't really have their numbers in mind, but I can use assumptions to make some kind of plausible inference on what I've seen. Okay, so everything here is based on the assumptions, so take it with a grain of salt. Thank you. Now let's jump into talking about the resale value. Now, when I did my resale value study, I collected data from the 24th of January till the 22nd of February. So that's about a month worth of work here, right? So when I did it, the average sale price with the irregular values was 256. So as of today, this is how much you're going to be getting back. Not your profit, but your return on your investment. It will be 256. And then without the outliers, I came up with 255, and I will explain. But you can see here how the trend is, right? It's steadily like growing. So this trend is not positive, but it's slightly positive. It's like growing, but it's like very in small increments. It's not like going from like 220 to like 280. So it's not happening like that. We do have some irregular values, which I'll talk about in a minute. But for overall, the shoe is gaining values with time as time progresses. So that's a good sign. So let's talk about the interpretation. Like I said, the figure shows you the average price per day since the 24th of January. And we came up with 256, but I had some outliers there. So $81, that's ridiculous. 170, that's also ridiculous because the shoe cost about 170. 180 was bad. 326, that was a little bit too much. Anything 326 and above was too much. We had some irregular values here, so I took those out and I recalculated my average, and I came up with 255, which is $1 less. So that's not that significant. Okay, so the value has slightly increased with time, hence the somewhat positive trend. The shoe costs about 180 after tax, so folks can expect to make between like $32 to $52 on this shoe. And the markups are like between 17.79% and 29% basically. Now we can also see what sizes are giving the highest margins. We're going to study that in a second. Now, if you look at this, this is like, I'm going to take this up here. Oh, I apologize for that. Oh, sorry guys. We can see here, right? Size 7, 282, 7.5, 294. Size 8, 277. Size 8.5, 269. Size 9, 265. 267. 9.5 was 265. And you can see that what happened as you getting bigger sizes, the price is diminishing. So basically, smaller sizes are yielding to the best margins. But then we have something that happened here. For a size 16, 375. But I put that in orange or yellow for a purpose. Don't let that mislead you, because I'm going to talk about the observation next. So you can see from the graph, like I say, that the smaller the size, the better. Sizes 7.5 recorded the best prices, ranging from 269 to 294. Sizes 9 and 13 fell within the 230 to 268 range, and we had another regular size 16 that hit the high 300. Now I would not recommend the size 16 since only 2 sales were recorded, so that could be misleading. We have 225 and 500. The gap in between those two is like kind of crazy, so that can be very misleading because the sample is very small. So I would not encourage you to get that. So from the graph, we can conclude that the best sizes to aim for are sizes 7 to 8.5 for profit, ranging between $65 and $87. Every other size is okay. You might make between like 35 and 40 or 50 bucks. But sizes 7 and 8.5 will be probably the best to get. All right. So there you have it, folks. So now I know a lot of guys want to know where to get the shoe, and I actually wrote an article on that earlier this morning. You can catch that up here. Actually, that's the old one. We can go on my website, and I give you a list of a bunch of sellers that are carrying this model. Okay, so all these places you can go on the website and check the link that's going to be below. You're going to be able to find that in there. I'm going to provide you with a link where you can get all these shoes. You can buy it now if you want. All right. Now I know I'm going to be working on the Travis Scott Dunk Low probably tomorrow or maybe today. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching again. This is Ty from Master Cakes, and I appreciate your support as always. Thank you very much.